This took me a very long time to put together. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, that title is true. We're going to be looking at some of the best and worst passes from Tua Tagovailoa in the 2021 season. Now, I got no ads, I got no patrons going to shout out, I got no members going to shout out. But I do need to say a certain caveat going into this. There was a ton of passes that I could have pointed out and said, look, this is good, and see how good this is, and da-da-da. And there's a ton of passes I could have said, oh, look at these aren't good, look, he's off a little bit there. If I was extremely nitpicky on both ends of the spectrum, I could have done that. I didn't. I have about 26 plays, good and bad, that I want to get through. Again, this video isn't about knocking down Tua, and this video isn't about raising up Tua and defending him. This video is about showing where he needs to improve and showing what he does well, especially from last year. So don't go into this thinking, oh, Doug only picked these plays because it actually makes him look good. Or, oh, Doug only picked these plays because it shows how bad Tua is. Not the point of the video, people. We're going back, looking at 2021, looking at some of his good passes, some of his bad passes, where he can work on and what he needs to continue doing, essentially. So without further ado, oh, and if this video goes, I just want to throw this out there. I'm obviously sitting here recording this. If this video gets extremely long, again, 26 plays I'm getting through, all of his games played, except for the Giants game. The Giants game, there was no good, no bad. It was just a decent game by him. If this video gets super long, like over a half hour, I'm obviously going to have to cut a lot out. So if you're a Patreon, you're going to get the full video uncut. So there's a perk for being a patron. But without further ado, let's jump into this. I'm going to minimize myself. Boop. And we are going to, let me make myself even smaller, just so you guys get more of the screen. There we go. So we are going to, I'm going to go over here. No plays really happen over here. We're going to start with the Patriots game, right? And this play is a good play. This play is going to show off not only his pocket awareness and his movement, but also the ball placement on this pass. So essentially here, I'm going to whip out the pen. We have Devontae Parker here. He's going to essentially be running a go route. Tua's going to hit him, and the reason I picked this play is because of the ball placement, like I said, the footwork, and the pocket awareness. So I'm going to play it. Got a little motion there, dropping back, steps up, avoids the pressure, throws it, and catch. Now, what I want to show you about this play, right? First and foremost, got the motion here. They got a little stunt here where they're sending him, dropping him back. Obviously, Judon owns Jesse Davis here. Are we surprised? No. That's why he's not on the team anymore. Gets pushed back. So Tua, like, if he wants to make the throw, and we'll look at it from the other angle, he doesn't really have much room to step into the throw. Looking at it right here, it's not really open. I think that's J.C. Jackson covering him. So he steps up, gives himself more time, has a ton of room here to make the throw. He's got to get it off quick because Judon's making that swim move or the spin move to get him. And right here, when he's ready to throw it, he knows it's a 50-50 ball. And he trusts Devontae Parker. But even if he didn't trust Devontae Parker, it's where the ball is placed. And again, we'll look at a different angle. Up high. So if Parker doesn't catch that, that ball's just going out of bounds. No harm, no foul. And again, we'll look at it from the other angle. Got a little motion there. Brown in the backfield with him. There's that stunt, goes in, comes back out. Solomon Kinley here. Gets just pushed into him. He has to step up to give himself room. Lets that ball rip with ease. Again, a deep pass, not really having to put much into it. Flick of the wrist. And again, this is where you see the ball placement. It's going out of bounds. Gets his feet in and everything. If he does not put that ball there, right, lower, he might get smacked away, all that stuff. So the reason I showed this play again is his pocket awareness and his footwork, right? Sees that Judon's coming in here, bull rushing. Jesse Davis steps up in the pocket, gives himself more time, lets that sucker rip, and puts it right where it needs to be. 50-50 ball, but again, I would say this is more like a 75-25 ball, where if he doesn't catch that, it's just going out of bounds. And for the catch. Now, this is the play. Quick transition to this play. Obviously, showed the good of this game. I'm going to show you the bad of this game. This is the interception. This is the play where Tua should have just took the sack or thrown the ball away. And I honestly think we're going to play it. I honestly think he tried to throw the ball away. Complete collapse of the offensive line. Tua's running like a chicken with his head cut off over here. It just throws the ball up, bounces around 900 times, intercepted, right? And I don't know if this is a good angle to talk about it, so maybe we'll flip to the other angle. But I'll show you at what point, right? Dropping back here, right? Sees the pressure coming off the edge. No one's open. Probably could have fit in here, but again, now he could have thrown it right here, right? I think this is Parker. You have Parker right here. This is where he could have thrown it. But again, and he's rolling to his left. So that's his strength. He's rolling to his left. Get it to Parker here. At this point, you can tell he's mentally freaking out because these three guys, Judon beat his guy. He's about to beat his guy. He's mentally freaking out. Just get rid of the ball. Either get rid of the ball or take the sack at this point. He's still technically in the pocket because the pocket is right here and right here. So it's about the middle and to the right of the right hash, right? That's the pocket. So let's see where he is when he starts freaking out, right? So pocket's here. Yeah, he's still in the pocket. So he can't throw the ball away. Just fall at this point, man. Just fall and take the sack. But he gets to this point, and again, we'll look at it from another angle. You can't really tell here because he throws it over here, and there's no one really there. They try to help. It doesn't really work. It's a bad pass. Thank God, for Xavier Howard and stuff. Again, we'll look at it from this angle here. Dropping back. Judon completely owns Jesse Davis there. It falls to the ground. Again, that's where you throw it, right? He's got his eyes down the field. Oh, Judon made him look away. See, if you look at his eyes, when Parker eventually gets open, because he's watching Parker, he's trying to look, right? When Parker eventually breaks through and he can see him, he starts to turn. Just take this right there. Just take the sack. But this is where I think he tried to throw the ball away. But I think him getting hit changed the trajectory of the ball. But I don't know. Because now you really look at it. I think he just tried to smack the ball down. It's just like the most... He just throws it up with a prayer. But it's also the most unlucky bounce as it hits Gesicki in the chest right into the defender's hands. Right? Because Albert Wilson comes in, smacks it away. It hits Gesicki in the chest, and then he smacks it up into the defender's hands. It's just such an unlucky bounce there. But that's one where, take this out. Look at Bill Belichick over here. You just got to either throw the ball away or take the sack. You got to play smart. Play smart there. So now we're at the Jaguars game because the next game was the Bills game. He got injured, so there's nothing to talk about there. Then there was 4 games of him not playing, and now we're back to the Jaguars game. This play shows that he has an arm, right? This play shows the wherewithal to stay in the pocket under pressure, keep your eyes down the field, and rocket that ball where it needs to be. I think this is a 3rd and long here, and he's going to drill. I think it's Jalen Waddle. I'm going to play the play. for a first down here while getting hit. Motion from Waddle here. Dropping back. They sent 4 while he's getting hit. Just hits him for the first down. I like when this play happened. This is the play. Yeah, it was third down. Third, and where did they line up? So the first down was at the 35. They lined up at the 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 here. Here's Austin Jackson. No, that's Liam Eichenberg getting beat bad. Tua has to step up in the pocket, getting sacked. You see him getting sacked here. And while he's getting sacked, lets that ball rip. First down. That takes arm strength. I know that, like, and again, I'm going to show you other plays where his arm strength is in question, and I understand the question of the arm strength. Whether it's technique or, getting tired by the end of the year, whatever you want to say it is. But to make this play and to fit that ball in there while being dragged down. Dolphins are keeping 6 in on 4. 6 in on 4. And people wanted to tell me that the offensive line wasn't as bad as you think it was. 6 on 4. And just look how bad that is. Steps up, has his left arm, his throwing arm grabbed, and still gets that ball off. While his arm is being pulled back, still gets that ball off to fit that in there. For a first down. This was like one of my favorite plays from Tua last year. Because, look at what I titled it. Because I had to I watched 12 hours of footage, and I had to compile it into this stuff. And that's what I had to name it. Tua Good Bad. One of my favorite plays because of how he just shrugs off the pressure with the same motion, rockets that ball 10 yards for a first down. Just one of my favorite plays completely. Here's another play where he's going to have, I think, Jalen Waddle down here. He's going to come in on an in route. And again, Tua did really well. This is probably one of his best games last year against the Jaguars. And a lot of people say, when it happened and the Dolphins beat the Jaguars, Tua had a pretty good game. Again, there's the one stupid interception we're going to get to. A lot of people said, it's the Jaguars. Yes, but that it's the Jaguars completely dominated the offensive line throughout the whole game. And it's the Jaguars also, Josh Allen had a horrible game against that Jaguars team. Because you see here, again, no time at all, has to step in the pocket with pressure in his face, fits that exactly where it needs to be to convert this third down. Again, another 3rd and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3rd and 7. Stays in the pocket under pressure and fits that in on that deep crosser. And he has to stay in there a while for that route to get open all the way down here, which is about 12 yards. And you see, when he throws it, the ball's right here. When he throws it, he's getting hit. And fits it right where it needs to be. We'll look at it from another angle so you can see where the ball is. You can also see how this offensive line, moving Austin Jackson to the inside, Liam Eichenberg at left tackle, Jesse Davis, Robert Hunt. I don't know if that's Dieter. That still might be Dieter. But just no time. This is the pocket he has to work with. Staying in the pocket, moving his feet, and letting it go with the defender right in his face. Boom. That ball placed perfectly. Like, with pressure in his face, with the defender falling down on him. Lets that sucker rip, tight spiral. Look at that. Defender on the back, puts it right where it needs to be for the first down. Defender, that's offensive. That's defensive pass interference. If I'm being a stickler here, but he put that ball right where it needs to be, and then the interception. I'm just gonna play it. This is probably one of the dumbest interceptions he threw this year. Just now we all can see what he's trying to do here, right? And this is what I talk about when I talk about Tua and his inconsistencies, right? I just showed you 2 plays from this game where that kid is standing in the pocket, has a defender pulling his throwing arm, has a defender in his face, and he is rocketing passes 15, 10, 15 yards, 4 first downs, perfect accuracy. And then you have a play like this. Clean pocket. Clean pocket. See that little hesitation there? Clean pocket. Obviously, he's trying to throw it to him. But do you see where, like, frustration comes in? Because you make great plays with pressure on you, and then you had a clean pocket. You did that little hesitation and just threw the dumbest interception. Like I said, one of his dumbest of the year on this interception. We'll look at it from the other way to show you the pocket and to show you his hesitation, right? Play action here. Look at this time. Time. Just wants it to get to him. If he throws that ball the way it should be or at the right moment, and again, let's just, you know how he got the time in that pocket? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 offensive players covering 4. 7 on 4. But see that hesitation? See that little hiccup he did there? Right there. See that? Just let it rip. Put the ball where it needs to be. Get it to your defender. Just a bad interception. Now we're at the Falcons game. This is the interception. Again, I think the Falcons game was a pretty good game for him, minus obviously the 2 interceptions. But he threw 4 touchdowns, and he gave the defense the lead with 2 minutes left, right? So he had some dumb moves, you know, those 2 interceptions, inexcusable. We're about to break them down. But I wouldn't say this was a horrible game by him. And I don't think he's the reason the Dolphins lost this game, especially you give your defense the lead with 2 minutes left, throwing 4 touchdowns. So I'm going to play this one here. Obviously, he tries to fit this to Durham Smythe on it. It looks like a corner route. And it looks like, and I broke this down when initially it happened. Again, every week I break down film of the previous game. It looks like it's supposed to be one of these, right? That's what it looks like the route is supposed to be, a corner route. Right to this pylon, right about here. Because that's where Tua fits the ball. But it looks like Durham Smythe kind of runs it and he curves it. And you might be asking yourself, who cares? What's the difference between that and that? A lot. There's a big difference. I think Kurt Warner or Peyton Manning, I think it was Kurt Warner, broke down film of the Dolphins from 2020 and talked about how this route is going to eat up time versus this route. It's a big difference. And I'll play it again and you'll see he kind of curves his route a little bit versus running a quick corner route, right? See how he kind of rolls it out? You see that? I'll show it one more time. See how he kind of rolls around it? I think it was supposed to be a corner route. Just quick cut route, because that's where Tua threw the ball. He was expecting the plant of the foot and to go in. Because if you see when he throws it, I don't think, right? Boom, boom, boom. And then right, boom. Look where he's about to throw it, right? This is at the top. He's expecting him to cut it inside right here. But what he does is he curves it inside right here, right? So he's expecting a cut in, not a roundabout. And you can see when he's about to throw it, that's what he's expecting. So he's expecting him to be here by now. And he just kind of went out. It was an all-around bad play from Durham Smythe, and we'll look at it from the other angle. Durham Smythe and, Tua. Because he had time in the pocket. It was a good pocket right there. Why was it a good pocket, boys and girls? Because they're only sending 3. Yeah. I feel like if Smythe would have cut that in more, if Smythe would have planted his foot and went inside more, even if it was a bad ball, I think he would have been able to smack it down, and the Dolphins would have got some type of points out of it. But I think the fact that it was, he curved the route. See how he rolls it instead of planting his foot? I think if he would have cut in like he was supposed to, I think he at least would have smacked the ball down because you can see his hands in there. But let's get to the next play, which is the other interception. This one is this is inexcusable, this play right here. This one drove me nuts. Because what are you trying to accomplish there? Just take the sack. Right? You can't see. At this point, I understand somewhat. Because you have Jalen Waddle right here. So he's thinking, oh, he's sitting on his route, not knowing that he's going to cut it to his left or right. But he cuts. So when he just mollywops or just shovel passes that ball, he's gone. And he throws it right into the arms of the defender, number 54. Right? Because I think that's the route. I think that was supposed to be the route that was supposed to be run here. Let me go all the way back. I think he was supposed to come in and just sit. Yeah. That's supposed to be the route. I think sit is supposed to be the route, and then he moved over. And it was just an interception. But again, not an excuse, because I will say it again. When he gets to the point that you have your center, you're just taking a nap on your center, just take the sack. I get it. You're trying to make something out of nothing. That's where the hip injury came in. But again, he doesn't sit here. He cuts it this way, and interception. So this play here is the pass to Gesicki, and it just, again, it's another instance of showing his pocket presence, keeping his eyes down the field, because the pocket kind of collapses on him. So he kind of he climbs up out of the pocket. And a great pass to Gesicki here, because he gets pressure in his face, steps up, throws that ball. Now, some say this was pass interference. I don't see it. I don't think he fully extended that arm. You can't really tell. But we'll look at it from the other angle. Because Jesse Davis and Liam Eichenberg don't just 1, 2, 3. He's chip blocking 4, 5 on 4. He's got his just tackles coming in on him, steps up in the pocket, gives himself more time, allows Gesicki to get open. They were fighting, and again, for the people, because there were some that said pass interference, they were fighting the whole way. Just drops that in there. If you want to be a nitpicker and just really nitpicky about it, probably could have placed the ball more here than here. You see where the ball is right there. If you want to be real nitpicky, kind of lead him more. But I think his interaction with the corner kind of messed him up there. But what I like is dropping back, realizing, I know these guys are playing zone here, probably trying to keep an eye on Tua from stepping up, keeping an eye on him. I just like the climbing in the pocket and the movement. Again, Tua had a ton of pressure on him, but did not take a lot of sacks. I think 11 of his sacks were on him. A lot more, or 11 of the pressure was on him, I think. Again, I see the chart in my head, I just don't remember what it's for. Most of it was on the tackles. So he's very good at stepping up in the pocket and continuing the play and allowing the play to develop, which some say he isn't, but film shows otherwise. Now we will go to the Baltimore Ravens game, and this is the pass that we all know about, right? The deep crosser. No, it's not even a crosser. It's kind of a corner route. And just, boop, right to him. Love it. And you know what I love, too? This sucker is a great pass, right? Let's see where he's sitting. Again, and the reason why this works, and the reason why this type of play is allowed to develop, is because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocking 4. That's why it's allowed to develop. But he's standing at, where does he throw it from? His own 32. I'll say 32 because his front foot on there. And he throws it to the 26, 25. I'm not even going to do the math, but you can see the distance from 32 all the way to the 25. Complete air ball. Boop. He threw that whole thing. And again, people want to talk about he had to put his all into it. Not this one. Look at him flick the wrist. Ready? Boop. He threw it. I'm trying to do it lefty. He just threw it. No effort looked in there. But placed that ball. Boom. Love it. Again, this is another. The Jaguars pass and this one were just made me so happy. And the reason why the play is able to develop for so long is because of the amount of time and the pocket that Tua has, because we kept 7 in to block 4 and only had 3 routes running. Now, the Jets game. I was at this game. This interception is another one where you're just like, Tua, I've seen you in the pocket with pressure on you, throwing darts, throwing between defenders, threading that needle. What are you doing here? And that's where the inconsistencies come in. And these are the things that Tua needs to work on. Because he's trying to get it to Jalen Waddle here, but completely sails the pass and throws it right to the defender. Because he has Waddle. And he probably should have thrown it here. Right there. Boom. See how he lands his back foot and then he kind of takes his step. Both your feet are planted. He's open. Let the ball rip. You have a clean pocket. He's going to engage on this block. You have a clean pocket here. You can even step up if you wanted to. But again, here's the problem. Rewind it just a little bit. Not play action. Here's the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how you keep a clean pocket. 7 on 5 there. Only 3 routes were being run. But that's when he should have thrown it, right? Throws it a little late, and he sails it because the defender swings him. Throws it right into the corner of the safety's hands. We'll look at it from the other angle, and you really can see when Tua should have thrown it. But again, they keep all of these guys in. All of them. On 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keeping them in. Late blocker. Just completely oversails him. And even if he threw it properly, because he still had him when he threw it late, right? I think he tried to throw it over the defender to him and just completely sailed it. Just got to do better there. But the next play is the other play that is completely scrutinized. This is the deep pass to Mac Hollins, right? People are like, he put his whole entire body into the throw, and Mac Hollins had to stop completely and look for the ball. I always find it funny when people exaggerate situations, right? So Mac Hollins is going to be running just a simple go route. You just run down the field. Tua has to evade the pressure from him, right? Dropping back into the pocket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are being sent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are staying in to block. 3 receivers out on their routes. Typical, right? Our offensive line is crap, so we kept in a running back and the tight end. Tua stepping up to avoid this sack here, and while doing it, lets it rip. Again, he put his whole body into it, and you just look at the end result. Just, when you shoot a basketball and you just kind of let that wrist, that's what he's doing. And again, people say he had to stop. No, his feet never stopped. Matt Collins' feet never stop. He just turns around to catch it. What happens? Seen Patrick Mahomes do it to Tyreek Hill consistently. And touchdown. Look at it from the offense, from the backfield situation, so you can see, again, the pressure he has to avoid here. right there. He has to avoid that pulling on him. So people think that I keep saying people, it's not everybody, some think that he's winding up, but he's just getting off of a block or a would-be sack and just kind of off a sack and just throws it up. Turns around. Touchdown. I don't see... people said Matt Collins is standing there like he's waiting for a punt. I'd never see Matt Collins' feet stop moving. I love the over-exaggeration, though. It makes my day. So this is the Panthers game, and just like that Jaguars game where he fit that ball in between the defenders to get, with pressure on him, to get that first down, here he does the same, not with as much pressure on him, but fits that sucker in there to get the touchdown to Jalen Waddle here. Just absolutely another one of my favorite plays from this year. Just fits that right in. And this angle doesn't do it justice. This is the one that does justice. Again, it's not equivalent to as good as the Jaguars game. Obviously, it's a touchdown, so it makes it better. But the Jaguars game, he had a defender on him while he fit that ball in there. Here, doesn't necessarily have a defender on him, but just where he fits that ball in with the defenders on him to get that touchdown. Just absolutely love this play and just the precision. Again, it shows the accuracy and the pinpoint passing that he has of just putting that right there in between those defenders for that touchdown. Absolutely love that. We are back at the Jets game. Again, the Giants game, there was no good, there was no bad in there, right? Again, I'm trying to find like the best and the worst. So there wasn't, Giants game, he did all right, right? It was a good game. He won. There was no big old splashy stuff, no like stuff. So we are now at the Jets game, and this is just another dumb interception. He had I think he had two just dumb interceptions in this game. I'm gonna let it play out. It looks like he tries to get the ball here to Gesicki, or no, that was to Parker, and just I don't know what his his thought process was here. Right? You have Albert Wilson here, you have Gesicki here, you have Parker here, you have Smythe here. They're all covered. You could get it to Gesicki, put that ball here, and Gesicki can body it, but it looks like he's trying to get it to Parker here over the defender and just completely sails it. Again, like you have to look at it so many different times to see where he's trying to fit it. But he has two guys open. So I don't understand why he's even trying this here and a defender coming in. So it looks like, and we'll look at it from the other angle, he throws it goofy because he's got a defender on him. Just completely sails it. It looks like it has to go to Parker. We'll get it from the other angle. This interception made me literally do what I'm doing right now. Scratch my head. I don't understand it. Because he has time in the pocket. He has time in the pocket. He has guys open, right? Play action here. Boom. You can dump it off to Smythe here. You can get some of those yards. Look, it just horrible foot. Like, that's something, right? Kind of steps back into it. Look where his feet are pointing on the pass. And just... yeah, I'm assuming to Parker, but then the arc of it seemed like it was to Gesicki, but he had two guys open. Again, it's one of those passes where you're just questioning a lot of things, but look at his footwork. His foot is facing one way while he throws it the other way. You kind of want your plant foot to point where you're throwing the ball, and if you look at where his plant foot is, right? When he throws it and he twists out of the way of the hit, kind of throws it off. See how it's facing this way? He kind of twists out of the way of the hit to throw it, kind of throws the trajectory off. It's just a bad pass. This is another one of my favorite plays from Tua this year. Just the way it seems like he loves that corner route. Just drops that right into the bucket. Because this is the same type of route that he hit Jalen Waddle against the Ravens. You got Parker here. not going to be able to draw the whole thing because the play ends up here. But he essentially, he's going to come in and then he's going to go. It's like one of these. Bam, 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 bam. Look at this one, not this one. There we go. It's like a bam, bam, bam. If you know the name of it, you can comment it below. And he just drops. He does it twice in this game. He just drops it right in where it needs to be. Just absolutely perfect pass here. Time in the pocket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blocking 4. That's how you get time in the pocket with 3 receivers. Just boom, right where it needs to be. We'll look at it from the other angle so you can see where he drops it right into Devontae Parker's hands. Again, the reason why these plays happen and they are able to develop is because he has time in the pocket because we're blocking 7 on 4. Look at the spiral on that. Just right there. Right in his hands. Tight spiral, perfect throw. What's the distance on it since we're all going to be sticklers about how far it is to throw the ball? Just throwing it from the 47 down to the 6, about 40-yard pass. Great pass. Absolute great pass. And just tight spiral, 40-yard pass right into his hands. And this is the other one. This is the other one. He drops it right into the bucket to Isaiah Ford. Boop. Just right over the defender into his hands. Just a thing of beauty. Time in the pocket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Blocking 5. Good on him. Doesn't need much time for this route to develop with the defender pushing into him. And it's on his left side. We'll look at it from the other angle. It's on his left side that he gets the pressure, his throwing side, and he's still able to drop that in. Look how easy, just with the pressure on him, tight spiral, right in the breadbasket, right in there. Just beautiful, beautiful pass there. Boop. He does things like this, right? Does things like this. Does things like the Jaguars game, those 2 passes I was showing you, the Panthers game. But then he makes dumb interceptions, right? I've shown you a few of the dumb interceptions. I've showed you him missing Albert Wilson for a potential touchdown, but then he makes passes like this. He could be so good if he just did this consistently, right? And obviously, no quarterback's perfect. I can break down film and show you inconsistencies of any quarterback. But he does things that I'm like, yes, that's a quarterback that we could win with. And then he does other things that I'm like, I don't know if we can win with that quarterback. And speaking of the things he does that make me say, I don't know if we can win with this quarterback, this play here. Pick 6. Pick 6. Hunter Long. Kind of waits for the ball. Again, it's not an excuse. Kind of is what it is. That's where it's going to go. That's where he wants it to go. He throws the ball before Hunter Long even cuts on it. Defender is just looking at Tua. No one else is really open. Waits for it. Right? Still shouldn't have been... See, I want to say still shouldn't have been thrown. But there's about a 3-yard cushion on it here. And Hunter waits for the ball to come to him versus going up to get the ball, right? But still such a bad interception. Just great play by the corner. Bad play by Hunter Long. Just waiting on it. That ball's out. Tua's expecting to get it to him. Bad play. So now we go to the Monday night game against the Saints. I will say this about this game, right? The offense for the Saints beat up. The defense, front 4, still had their guys in it. And this play here is another situation where Tua shows great pocket awareness and also is able to get passes off under pressure. under duress, whatever you want to say, because he gets this one off to Durham Smythe while, again, getting hit. Not necessarily getting hit, but pressure in his face. Just love that he has the wherewithal to, just Jesse Davis. Step up in the pocket, avoid all of this pressure around him, keep his eyes down the field, and get that ball out to Durham Smythe. We'll look at it from the other angle here. Jesse Davis just gets blown off of the line here. And it's not even by a defensive lineman. It's by the safety. Jesse Davis gets beat by the safety. Steps up, keeps his eyes down the field, avoiding pressure, sees Durham Smythe, throws it around the defender. Again, these are the plays that I'm like, do this more, please. But then you have these plays, right? I've scrutinized over this play so much. Just, whose fault was this, right? Whose fault is this interception? Steps up, again, does the right thing. You see Matt Collins stop there. I don't think he was supposed to run the route there. See how he kind of comes to a stop here? I think he was supposed to keep going. And I think that's why this ball was thrown here. Shouldn't have been thrown. Because you got 3 defenders on him here. Right? Even if you look at it from the beginning, they're dropping back. Both safeties are dropping back. So he wants to put this ball here because he thinks Smythe is going to keep, Matt Collins is going to keep going. He doesn't. You got 2 high safeties. You shouldn't have thrown it. You had more options underneath. It was a bad interception. But Matt Collins definitely should have kept running instead of stopping on his route there. Look at it from this angle. Avoids the pressure, does all that good stuff in the pocket, but then even like if Matt Collins caught it, that would have been a good play by Matt Collins. Probably would have been tackled here. Best case scenario, he smacks it down if he were to continue running his route. But you have 2 safeties over the top. He shouldn't have thrown it. But then you have this one, right? Just going to throw a deep pass to Matt Collins here while getting hit under pressure. Sees it. Sees Matt Collins got him beat. I'm giving him this ball. Boom. Right into his hands. And if you look at Tua here, right? He sees it instantly. Oh, he's got him beat. He's got him beat there. I'm going to let this sucker rip. Defender jumps on him. As he lets it rip, again, look at Jesse Davis on the ground. Safety blitz. Jumps on him. Boom. And the funny thing is, I've heard people say, oh, Matt Collins had to slow down a little bit. He didn't have to, right? Kind of stops here to keep, find the ball. So he kind of like stutters to find where the ball is. He didn't need to because he had to stretch out to get the ball. So he should have just kept running. That ball would have landed right in his hands. Making that pass with the defender in his face. That was a deep pass, too. Look at Jesse Davis here. Ready? Watch this. That is a safety. Pushing that man on his butt. And then letting that ball go with the defender jumping on him. And defensive pass interference. But see how he had to put his hands out? He stops. He kind of stops a little bit to track the ball. If he would have kept running, he might have been able to catch that and keep going. But it's another play where Tua, with under duress, getting hit while he throws it, makes a great throw, an absolute great throw. And now the Titans game. I have 2 plays from the Titans game. One bad, one good. I watched 12 hours of film. The Titans game was sloppy, right? I don't think that there wasn't many interceptions. It was sloppy. It was missing passes that he should have made. It wasn't anything atrocious. It was just a sloppy game. So again, I found this one, which is a bad pass here, that should have been an interception. I think this was probably the worst pass of the game because it hits the defender right in the hand. And I think he's trying to hit Gesicki here. But the whole time, Gesicki's getting just pass interference. That ball's in the air. I don't understand how that's not pass interference. But even then, right? Because watch when he throws it. He pumps. He throws it now, right? He shouldn't have thrown it. You see the safety over the top. His defender is just blanketing Gesicki. Again, should be he might have thrown it to try to get a defensive pass interference call, but it's just such a bad pass. And then he is just so lucky that the interception was dropped. But he shouldn't have thrown it. Look at it from the other angle, right? The whole time, right? He's thinking of throwing it. No, he's not open yet. Maybe he'll get open here. 31's all over him. That's maybe I'm wrong. That's defensive pass interference. But he just gets lucky. Absolutely lucky. And then but this play. Right? Boom. Just, do you see what I'm talking about? You see what, and that is my biggest, like when people say, what is the biggest thing that Tua needs to work on from you is inconsistencies. Because you just saw that play before where you're just like, why would you throw that? I've shown you interceptions where you're just like, why would you throw that? And then he throws this. Boom. Like right in there. That pass is just absolutely perfect. Let's see how many they kept in to block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on 4. 7 on 4. Again, that's the only way Tua gets time for plays to develop. 3 out on a route. And just such a, again, just the distance. Tua can't throw the ball down the field, apparently. But just, if that defender's not there, that's a touchdown. Because he hits him in stride. Just the flick of the wrist, right? And watch, when he catches that, he's going to keep going. But that defender's there to knock him out. I think that's a touchdown. In a game where he was so sloppy. This Titans game, he was just off from jump. It was just so sloppy from Tua. He still makes a play like this and still just shows the pass. Spiral on it, everything. I'm telling you, that defender's not there. That's a touchdown. And then we're going to finish off with this Patriots, with the Patriot game. This is a bad pass. Unfortunately, we're going to finish off on a bad pass here. It's just a dumb interception. Would-be interception. He's very lucky it was dropped. It looks like he's trying to get it to Devontae Parker here. He throws it early, gets hit, and just real lucky that that's not an interception, right? Just gets beat. But what else is new with this offensive line? Jumps on him, overthrows him. Combination of things happen here, right? You got the horrible blocking here from the left tackle. He's not going to have to deal with that anymore. Hopefully he plays the full season. Got grabbing here. Kind of falls out of his route. Can't get his hands up. Almost interception. It's like a perfect storm of things. One thing after the other. And he got lucky to get away with it. But you see here, Liam Eichenberg just, it's manhandled. Throws it up. Kind of see he gets caught up with J.C. Jackson. And almost an interception. But that's what I got for you. he throws some really good passes and he makes some really good decisions. And those are things that he can build on, and those are things that he can use as stepping stones to continue to get better. And then look at the dumb interceptions and the overthrows and the would-be touchdowns and look at those and work on those and get better. This is the year. This is the year. I'm going to make a video specifically talking about Tua, my expectations for this year, what he has to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was planning on doing this for a while. It took me 12 hours of video breakdown. Then I had to cut the videos together, all that stuff. So if you appreciate it, hit that thumbs up. But other than that, guys, I will see you tomorrow with the schedule release. I will not be on any social media because I don't want it to be spoiled. But 8 o'clock tomorrow, the schedule will be released, and I will be making a video talking about it. But other than that, guys, like usual, stay classy. If it's up.